Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Build a Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's past 62 today and we have got one of the biggest tests in football. We've got a last 16 European game against Arsenal and personally we go up against Pep Guardiola for the first ever time. It's going to be a massive night at the racecourse. The seating capacity will be full, there is no doubt about that. And depending on how the first leg goes today, we'll either have the big game at the top of the Welsh Premier League against TNS on Sunday, or we'll have the second leg over at the Emirates. So if you're looking forward to that one, a big day of action, please do put a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories. And of course you can catch up with all the playlists in the eye above, as well as the live stream series and the podcast channel too. Thank you again for your incredible support. I think it's probably a bit early to get our youth intake too, but given the fact that later on this month we've got the SPFL Trust Trophy final against Celtic Reserves, we've got a Welsh Cup semi-final against TNS, I think they're going to feature in the next episode, if not this one. But what we've got to do first, as we were about to there, is just quickly reflect on the one result off camera. We rotated the full team for the Welsh Cup quarter-final against Barrytown, and we just about snuck through. We had Ethan Vaughan at centre-half. He's now picked up a big knock and won't be fit for a month. Ryan Hughes was unavailable due to injury himself there. But a good goal for Luca Cannell. A good one for Callum Maguire as well. Meant a 2-1 victory. And that's all that mattered. We got through. I didn't talk about, in the last episode, the Barry game we played in between the 2 AIK legs. Because Tyrese Palmer got his first goal for the club there. Cannell and Glatzel got one apiece again. But we're really starting to make forward waves. Okay, TNS have now got the beating of us, and we might see that later today. But it's really good that us and them at the top of Welsh football are both now trying to take it forward. Barry gave us a game, maybe they'll be third this year, but in Europe next year, it's got to be the moment. It has to be the time where one of these clubs really has a go at it. The fact TNS have won 18 out of 26 games and have got nearly within 9 points of us is a really positive sign. They've got the second best assist maker in the league, the second best average rating. There's a lot of positives. They've got a good goalkeeper. They've got a good squad. And they've just got to try and take it to the next level now. So let's go and get into the first leg against Arsenal. Everything looking good as you would imagine. But this is where we could be full of highlights and full of defensive ones too. We've had some brilliant nights in Europe. This season, we've not quite been at our best. And at times, we've been fortunate to get the results we have. But today, despite all of that, we've got a very good side out. And we're as close to our first 11 as we can possibly be. We've still got that debate over Cannell and Williams in centre mid. Williams has been good the last few months. Cannell coming back into form now. And Glatzel's playing well as well. But Duffy's getting goals. Dean is scoring goals galore. And I just don't know who to drop. It's a lovely problem to have. So Wickens is in goal for today's game. We've got McDonald and Weaver at the fullbacks, with Alzabad and Badebo at centre-half. Archie Wood's the holding role, Williams and Brooks either side of the diamond, and then of course Ben Cottrell in the number 10. And then it's Dean and Duffy, the deadly duo. Just the 70 odd goals between them now. Let's see if they can add a few more tonight. Into the home leg we go, and if we're going to stay in this tight and have a chance, it has to be this leg where we succeed. Let's go and see if we can. 11 changes from the last match. No surprises there whatsoever. I can see Leon Bailey with opposition instructions. He's certainly a very good footballer. And of course, the one thing we have at the racecourse, we don't have that benefit of the narrow pitch we play at Nantporth. But look at this side for Arsenal. They've still got Saka at left back, Gabriel centre half. Remarkably, Lucas Torreira is one of the few survivors. They've got Christensen from Chelsea, Leon Bailey from Bayer Leverkusen, Justin Kluivert's in there as well. It's a really good football team. I don't quite know what they've dropped into this competition, but it's going to be a very tough day. We're going to try and take it to them, get on the front foot, but I've got a feeling this could be a difficult night at the office. Let's go and see if I'm right. And early on, we're back defending a corner. Lucas Torreira takes it to the back post. Dyer heads just over the bar. We've got to be honest. We know Arsenal are going to have chances today. Whether we survive them is probably luck. It's probably the quality of our defensive play, how many bodies we throw on the line, and whether we step up to the big occasion. There's so many little factors in there. Injuries will probably play a part. Fitness will as well. We rested all 11 for at least an hour at the weekend, and only 3 of them came off the bench. As McDonald puts Dean in, this could be a start. Max Dean down the right side. He's challenged by Gabriel, but he still comes out with a ball. Dean gets it into Williams, and it's Bangor City 1, Arsenal 0. Where on earth has that come from? I know Arsenal are resting a few. It's not their full first 11. But that's a ridiculous start. 1-0 to Bangor City. We got something to get very excited about now. And we're back with a throw on the right for Arsenal. They're coming back into the game now. I just want to sort of temper expectations a bit, because Arsenal centre-forward Dyer has played in nothing bar the EFL trophy this year for the under-23s, as they get in behind McCliver and he scores. Saka and Cliver very much first-teamers. Arsenal have rested a few. If they need to in the second leg, they can change it. But at the moment, it's as good as we can hope for. It's been a decent performance, a solid game, but the first team stars in this Arsenal team are the ones that are taking the ball by the horns. Having said that, at half-time it's 1-1. We've restricted Arsenal to just that one shot on target, and we've had a bit of a threat ourselves. I don't think as a night, as a performance, as a result, this could be complained about. What it does mean though, if we're held at home to Arsenal, we've got no chance in the second leg, because they will go stronger. You can see they've already taken 2 of the younger players off. They've brought on some more stars. And with 65 minutes, they're on the front foot. We'll go and make changes in a moment. As Saka's got the ball on the left side. Finds Darkwa. He's come on off the bench onto that left wing. Switches to the right back, Papetti. Down the line, Bailey's there. He's moved sides here and he's beaten the left full-back. But Weaver's in with a brilliant tackle. I thought with the pause there we might have some VAR. But in the end, the referee's done right. He's played on. And they've got it in the middle again, Arsenal. Through ball to the substitute. Good tackle by the right back. McDonald gets enough on it. Wickens holds. We're back with another throw at right back. So we're going to wait and see what happens here. And then we'll make the change. You all know the superstition. We've got a warning to close Saka down. I guess that one's a fairly obvious one. As Bailey picks it up, cutting in from the right. Switches into midfield. Alzabad wins it. Williams, the goal scorer, lays in Cottrell. 25 yards out. Of course came from Arsenal. And he had a shot there to put us in the lead. The throw's quick from the keeper though. Finds Bailey. Tries to switch again. McDonald intercepts. And Williams just calms the play down. It's been an even game, both sides going for it now, but it's 1-1 with 20 to go, and we couldn't have asked for more. Duffy's having another poor game, so Glatzel's motivated, he'll come on for him. In a holding role, Woods booked, not having a great game, Benson on there. And Brooks, left side of the diamond, a rare poor game for him too. So Luca Cannell back in form, back in for the biggest game to finish off, as McDonald throws in from the right. Dean can't get there, Bailey nicks it. Dark with the left wing back, finds Saka. Long clearance to Papetti on the right. No pressure on him, because of course we're playing the diamond. As he comes down the right hand side, tries to switch it. That's awful. Dean intercepts, can't get the pass right, and Arsenal survive it. Out to Saka at left back. Another chance to counter with Darkwa. He's got time on the ball, but Williams has pushed wide, and he's done really well there. He's got a yellow card though, he's got to be careful. And in the end, Agu comes out with the ball. Down the left wing to the byline. Cuts it back to Darkwa. Saka's there, he's got it eventually. Beats his man, chance to cross. Saka into the box, goes alone. It's a brilliant goal by Bukayo Saka. Something he's become synonymous already with. And here, 6 years in the future, he's just as good a player. And Bukayo Saka has made it Bangor City 1, Arsenal 2. What an effort it's been though. And with 5 minutes to go, it's another corner kick. Darkwa heads in. And that's verging on a bit harsh for this performance. We're running out of steam. We've got a few struggling legs. We've got a few players that aren't quite confident now. And Arsenal are just trying to get on top of the ball and take advantage. And they're coming forward again here with 3 minutes left. McDonald wins the ball, but he's lost out in the second one. Darkwa comes into the box on the left side. Oh, it's in again. It's 4-1. And this is the difference. It's just like an FA Cup tie, isn't it? The last 20 minutes, we've completely run out of legs. And it's gone from 1-1 to 4-1. And that's the difference between us now. From what was going to be a tight game going into the Emirates, it's now a 4-1 defeat, an awful result. And unfortunately, we're definitely out of the Europa Conference. So as a result of that, we're going to try and wrap up the domestic title. TNS stand in our wake. We're going to have to make loads of changes because we still want our first team next Thursday. And as a result, the gap could go down to 6. Let's skip ahead to the game on Sunday. A disappointing collapse in the end. But another very good run in Europe. The last 16, 2 years ago it was the last 8. And in between that we've played in the Champions League group stages. We can't really ask for much more than what we're doing. So let's just hope that we can build on it domestically. TNS coming up next. We are back to face TNS in a second game on the Sunday fixture. We're not going to worry about the second leg of Arsenal because after that late flurry, unfortunately, we're probably just about out now. We've got a big game here though because we're only 9 points clear at the top of the table. And if we manage to lose this game somehow, that'll be 6 points with 5 to go. And that's not something that's unassailable. Particularly when we're focusing on the SPFL Trust Trophy. We've got another European game. And all of those little side distractions, the Welsh Cup even. TNS might change their priorities. As it is, it looks like Bala, our rivals, are going to nick third. Cardiff Met Uni, the only realistic opposition there. Barry have dropped off. They've not had a good second half to the season. Carmarthen are flying down the bottom half. I don't know what's happened there. Haverfordwest, after that big money spent in January, albeit not on first teamers, look like they're going to nick 7th. And Connors Quay, the shock of the season. I know we got Rogers from there, but they have dropped off amazingly. They're just 1 point off bottom. They look like they're going down. And below sides like Llanetni, who we beat 11-0. Colwyn Bay, who are getting battered at the start of the season. It really is bizarre to see them that far down. So we do worry for their future here. But on a very quick side note before we get into it, a few of you asked about our Manager of the Month awards. Because you assumed we'd been winning it every month. And you're not far off, to be honest. We have been winning it virtually every time around until this season. So it looks like February's the only month we've won it this year. We haven't won it since April. Oh no, sorry, December 2026. So it's just done in a weird order. But we have won it near enough every month until this season, where we've only won it twice. Now, we normally don't win the first couple of the season because we're rotating because of Europe. We don't win as many games. We drop the odd points. But this year, it's been a bit of a difference because each team's had a really good month. And we've had sort of consistently dropped a result or two in each one. This year it's dropped off a bit, but generally, the last 2 or 3 years before that, you can see we've won it at least 5 or 6 times a season. But let's go and get into this game today against TNS in the Welsh Premier League. It's a big game at the top of the table, and this is the lineup we've gone for. We've decided, after a little bit of thought and contemplation, that we're going to go for the first team here, and we'll rest people against Arsenal if we have to. That's because we've got big league games to come, and we need to wrap up the title. We have put in loan bids for McDonald, Alzabad and Brooks to continue with us next year, which will hopefully give us more strength in depth again, and a bit less of a worry in the summer. I have brought in Cannell for Williams too, just to give him a bit of a rest. Brooks is suspended for Thursday night, so it will likely be Cannell and Williams that night. So I just want to give them both a game off. And we have to chuck in an extra under 19, of course, so Banks, a young striker, really impressing in training. So I want to give him the opportunity. It's as simple as that. Into the game we go though, it's Bangor City v TNS. Can we get at least the draw we need to probably all but wrap up the title? Let's go and find out. We've got a very good staff reaction warning to close down Billy Vigart, the man who took the League Cup final away from us. They've got a really decent side now though, there's quality all over. You can see there's some decent players on the bench even, but the goalkeeper Loughra is very solid. Tom Clifford the skipper is brilliant. Ewing and Cutbush in the middle are good footballers. And then Vigart up front has just got the better of us at times. And even this is with a couple of injuries. Harry Manton at the back is brilliant too. So TNS are starting to compete. What's really hard about it is this tactic they play. I don't know if you can see it in the little dots there. We'll show it later on too. They play a back 5, 2 holding midfielders, and then 2 wingers flying forward to support the striker. And that back 7 is virtually impenetrable. It's a brilliant tactic. And it works a treat against us. It's in our hands though, the title race, and all we've got to do is draw. If we can do that, we stay 9 clear with 5 to go, and we'll wrap this up comfortably. However, TNS have been our bogey side recently, so let's see if they can produce the goods again. Well, I guess not the 25 minutes we were hoping for, no highlights and no real pressure, but we've still got the first chance to come forward here with Ian Brooks, up to Cottrell, through ball to Duffy, this is the chance, Joe Duffy puts it away, and that extra little bit of quality in the number 10 position, that extra attacking body has given Bangor City the lead. We've turned up for a big occasion here, Joe Duffy's ended the mini goal drought, and it's 1-0 to Bangor City. TNS need 2 goals, and they need to get them to stay in the title race. They've put in a brilliant effort all season, we're really proud of how they're developing. But Barrytown winning their game, TNS struggling to make an impact, and it looks like we could be about to wrap up the title. They've not even laid a glove on us today. So we're going to tell the lads to prove a point. We're going to get into the second half, and we're 45 minutes away from basically saying it's job done. It's nice to have been pushed a little bit though. And with an hour gone, we're back with a Max Dean free kick, 30 yards out. Brilliant save by Loughra. I still don't think TNS have had a shot, but we're really pushing now. As Cottrell's got a chance with the in-swinging corner. Towards the back post, Cutbush and Palmer combine to clear. And it falls for Brooks to Cannell. Out to Cottrell. He's onside, says the linesman. Gets into the box, is straight at Loughra. We're going to make a change at right back because McDonald's tired. Jack Hankin will come on for him. Still making plenty of appearances. The Youth Academy prospect. And Woods will be replaced in the holding role. He's going to be taken off for Clifton, I think. But we're just going to see out this highlight first. As Brooks finds Badebo in the middle. into Alzabad, back to Badabo again, and now Brooks, to Cannell. Right side of that diamond, cuts in on his left, finds Weaver, in towards Cottrell, it's intercepted. Brooks gets there first though, we've been relentless today. Woods into Badabo. Don't lose it there, you're 1-on-1 if you do, as Weaver gives it back to him, good 1-2. Badabo down the left, he's released Weaver, there's 2 in the box, the third man making the run, but Brooks has lost the challenge to Granger, and now TNS can counter. They've offered nothing in this game, but the tactic works, and they score from 1 or 2 chances, as Wally finds Cutbush, switch to the left, Hankin gets there first, great play from the youngster, Alzabad over, Duffy's in, brilliant long ball, and Loughra can't get enough of a leg on it. Joe Duffy has just sealed the title. It is Bangor City 2, TNS 0. And that is a huge sigh of relief after a much tougher test in the Welsh Premier League this season. It's going to go down to the final 3 games, which is unheard of in recent years. So TNS have got to take a lot of credit. As it is though, we're going to bring on Harry Clifton. He will replace Luca Cannell. And then Yesten Weaver will come off too. He'll be replaced by Hughes, wrapped in cotton wool for Thursday. And Bangor City just have to see it out now. No real threat from TNS. They're still too frightened to come out and attack us. So we can put them on the front foot. As Cottrell gets the ball in, Duffy heads just wide. Could have been a hat-trick for him. As it is though, with 10 to go, we've not conceded a shot. It's a brilliant effort. We've continually pressed. And we deserve it. On the big stage, we've delivered. As Brooks gets it to Clifton. Woods in the holding role. I was going to take him off, but he's not having to move a lot in there. Though Manton's won it back here. Vigar gets the ball. He beats Alzabad. He's done this to us all season, Vigar. Beats Badabo as well. And Wickens has to tip it over. It's the last action for Vigar. I'm shocked they're taking him off, because he's almost produced a moment of individual brilliance. Maybe they've got bigger fish to fry as well. As Clifford puts the corner in, Alzabad heads clear. Duffy holds it up, does really well to get there. Spins the fullback, but he's intercepted. And with 5 to go, it remains 2-0. Into stoppage time, it's just about wrapped up. We go 12 points clear with 4 games to go. We will win it if we get a point or TNS drop any in the next game. But you've got to say, they've put up a fight this season. And you can see why they're more solid defensively the way they're playing. Really good tactically, improved their squad. And as we get through to look at the table, as Barry Town get a crucial win too, hopefully they'll transfer that success to Europe next year. Because if they do, they can help us put Welsh football on the map. Let's go and have a look at when we're next going to be back. We'll head over to the schedule. And before that, we'll take a brief look at the coefficients too, as we praise Joe Duffy, just to see how far we're progressing. Are we going to get close to getting Wales in the top 30? Let's go and have a look. So I've got to say, it's a bit touch and go, but things are starting to look good. So for next season, the coefficients, we have got 18.5 points. So I'm working up. We will overtake Moldova, Finland, Azerbaijan, Cyprus, not Slovenia, who have had a good year themselves, because they've got 2 clubs doing well. We've only got 1. Hungary will overtake. The Republic of Ireland will overtake. Slovakia will overtake. It looks like Bosnia are going to drop because their best year's going off. So actually, if we take into account that only one of those is above us, we should be in the top 30 and we might nick 29th. As it stands though, I think we're in 30th place. So hopefully that pushes TNS into the second qualifier. We'll wait and see if we're right or not. In terms of the club ones, we've had another really good year. You can see there this season, because we've actually progressed in Europe, despite it being a lower competition, we've got 11 coefficient points. It'll probably add another half one or one on once we've played Arsenal if we can get a result. But that's really impressive. After the 15 2 years ago, the 5 last year, single-handedly, we're taking ourselves up towards the top 50 or 60 in Europe. That's an incredible effort. So I'm really proud of how things are going. I'm really pleased with the progress we're making. And I'm starting to get a bit of promise and a bit of hope for the way TNS are too. So we're not going to leave it long before we're next back. We're going to play the second leg of Arsenal off camera. Hopefully we can keep the score down. We'll try and wrap the title up against Cardiff Met Uni. And in hand, give Barry Town a chance to catch up. And then we've got Celtic reserves in the SPFL Trust Trophy final. We'll play Newtown off camera and then TNS in the Welsh Cup semi. So a big cup doubleheader to come next time. If you're looking forward to that and you did enjoy this one, please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know in the comments below, am I right to get excited about TNS? They'll go straight into the second qualifier next year. They're going to have a real chance to build themselves. And if they can do it, within a year or two, they could really be supporting us. So let me know if you think that can happen, what you think of all of the stuff that's been going on. And of course, next time we'll hopefully have an exciting youth intake to review as well. Fingers crossed there'll be some special talent there. If you want to stay up to date and make sure you don't miss a beat, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as content releases from 2 long-term stories, as well as live streams twice a week and the podcast channel which you can catch up with in the eye above. But a massive thank you for your continued support. It really is appreciated. And I'll see you next time for the 2 big cup games and a chance to get our first trophy of the season.